Hello, I'm Scruffy Gamer, and welcome to this solo playthrough. This video is inspired by the Always Player One podcast, in which me and my co-host Norm talk about solo gaming, with each episode being tied to a specific game. I hope you enjoy today's game and check out our show.
Okay, so today we have a very special episode. This is a new game. It's called Rollway Station, and it's a free-to-play print and play. Links for how you can get a hold of it are in the description. I'll be using Tabletop Sim, and this is a mod I made myself, which is also available in the description if you're interested in playing it here. I'll go over a quick overview of the rules. It's a very, very simple game, so it won't take a second to explain it. Every turn, we're going to roll 5 dice, and we will assign 2 of them to the shares, 2 of them to build and lay track, and 1 of them to the trains section of the playmat. The game will last for 4 operating rounds, and every operating round will run our trains, run our routes, and get paid out depending on how many shares we have in each company and how much they pay out based on their trains. Once the 4th OR is over, that's the end of the game. We total up all the money we've earned, and obviously we want the biggest score possible. So let's dive right in. You can see the mechanics in a little bit more detail. I'll just roll for the first turn of the game. Oh, I should point out, each of these boxes is a turn, and when we hit the OR, that is the 4 different ORs. So we get 4 turns before the first OR, then 3, then 3, then 5, and then that's it. Let's do it. So we are looking at 2 3 5s, a 4, and a 2. That's an interesting start. A double is a really good start, I think, in this game, from the little bit of knowledge I have of it, because we can use that double to get a share in the circle line. We could use it to put a 0 in this first box in the square line, which you can get a share for if you look at the difference between 2 dice and then you write that number in. The less than symbol here means that for every subsequent share, it needs to be a bigger number. So you want a low difference at the start and then a high difference towards the end to get into the square line. And for the Pentagon Express, we just need dice that equal 7. So we could do that with a 5 and 2 there. But I feel like they're kind of the easiest ones to get. At least it feels that way. So I think I'm going to just dive in and take the 2 5s to get a share in the circle train, which just require different doubles every time. I've put these dice on here so that you can easily show what number you get. And like I say, I've just put a 5 in there, which gives me 1 share in the circle line. Awesome. Now we need to go and buy a train. Now you can do this in any order, the shares, trains, and track, but I think for the first turn especially, it's really good to stick to the order on the thing. It seems that way anyway. So obviously I'm going to want to grab a train for the circle, which requires a 3 or a 4. Hope you can see that on the video. So we'll just do that, and we'll pop a blue cube in there. What that means is the circle company now owns a blue train. The way the subsequent trains work is it's whoever has the most cubes in the different boxes, with ties being broken by whichever company bought the most recent share. So yeah, these trains will become available when the last share is put in, and the company that has the most in will take that train. But at the moment, we've got a circle share, and the circle company has a 2 trains. So we want to build them a nice route to use that train with. How do we build routes? Well, using these last 2 dice, we will now assign 1 to be the track and 1 to pay for the tile cost. The tiles costs are all on here. Higher numbers are better, and the type of track that's laid is on here. It'll either be you can draw a straight line, a gentle curved line, or a sharp curved line. You can also upgrade track, which we'll come to later. I don't think we'll be using any of the special engineer powers this turn. These all cost points at the end of the game and just give you different bonuses, which we'll come to as well. So looking at it now, oh wow, I'd love to. These are the 2 circle starting points. In order to run a route, you must include the starting points of those companies. Doesn't have to start there, but you know that's it has to be included. So we would obviously like to build out from these. What I'm looking at is I was looking at this triangle, which is worth 3 points. That's quite a nice way to start. But if I take that triangle, I'd need to spend the 5 dice, and then I'd be left with a 2, which is a straight piece of track, and that would just be going off to nowhere, which is no help to anyone at all. Yeah. Unfortunately, you can't upgrade any of the starting cities, so we could build up this way to the square root. That'd be quite a nice little start. But again, that's only a dit. I'd really like to hit a star or a triangle if I can. Maybe we should build around this route here. That would give us the ability to, because we can do that this turn. If we spend the, oh no, it needs to be gentle curve. Oh, and that's a 5. Ooh, this game's hard already. I'm already tempted to use some of these powers, which you fiddle with the dice, will give you a free piece of track. Or roll the engineer dice, these ones, that will give you a potentially something exciting and wild. It might be a good one to start with, because that's only 5 points, and then we could worry about what we're going to do with these 2 afterwards. Yeah, okay. I said I wasn't going to use them this turn, but I am. So this engineer power here, it lets you roll the 3 engineer dice and assign 2 of them to a track. You can't mix and match with these, but we'll use that. So the first one's going to cost us 5 points at the end of the game, but it'll be fun to see what we start with. So we've got a 4, a 2, and a 3. Or maybe the 4 here, and the 3 would give us a gentle curve around there. That's what we were looking at before. And then we can do whatever we want with the track there later. So I'm going to just grab my pen out. I'm going to spend the 4 to be able to lay on this track, and I'm going to be able to spend the 3 to make it a gentle curve on this track, and as neatly as I can, I'm going to draw that in there. Beautiful. And that obviously goes through that triangle, giving it 3 points if the train runs to there, plus the 1 for itself. So already that company is going to be paying out in the first OR for if we can't make it any better, which we might be able to do. Let's see what we can do. That's a nice start. And we've still got our 5 and 2 left over, which, here's the thought process now. Maybe I want to go up here with the 5 and 2 and start a whole other plan later on, because like I say, if I use it here, the 5 would be a straight, which would be a sharp curve, which would be no use because it'd be going off the edge of the map. Really, we need a 4 and a 2 would be ideal. And we could spend another 10 points and just get it, but probably not worth it this early on. I'll tell you what, bringing a curve around here would be quite nice, a steep curve. Maybe look at going up here, because if we can get up there before the first OR, that 2 train will really work for us, and maybe we'll get some shares in the pen. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. So we're going to spend the 2 to be able to lay on this bit of track, and we're going to spend the 5 for a sharp curve, which will look something like that. Wonderful. Okay, that is turn 1. Woo, exciting start. I actually think that's going to be really interesting. It's very interesting the way the decisions seem to go in this game. You start with so many possibilities, and now already we're kind of locked in this part of the map. I really love this game. I can't tell you how excited I am to be finally playing it again. It's a great game. So let's start round 2 and roll all those dice. Right. Okay. Already I'm noticing there's no doubles. So we are out of luck for the circle line shares if we wanted another one. That's fine. Instead, we want to maybe look at getting these PE shares. So if I'm just going to hover these over here, because like I say, we can do this in any order. We don't have to commit to that. We can just hover those there for now. We might want to use them for a Pentagon Express share. Remember, any combination of 7, they're the easy ones. They're easy to pick up. To get a PE train, a 3 train, which is kind of what we'd want potentially, unless we want another circle train, we'd need a 5 or a 6, which we do have. But unfortunately, this is really costly stuff to build on over here. And what we really need is we need a 4+ and a 3 or 4. So we need to try and reserve those 2 to be able to lay the track in here, if that makes sense. Maybe it'd be better to go for the square route over here. Some real crunchy decisions in this game. Love it. Yeah, I think we're going to have to do it that way, which would leave a 1 left over for the trains, which does put a square in there. But so long as we don't put any more squares in there, we could make it so that is irrelevant, essentially. Kind of forces our hand a bit, because that's the last thing we want at the moment, is for the square rail to get that 3 train, but it's the way the dice have gone. So we're committing to everything here, I think. We're going to send this 7 to get ourselves a pentagon share. Doesn't matter what number we put on the dice there, obviously. These can be any combination of 7. And we're sending the 1 to the train to get ourselves a green cube in there, which hopefully will not matter later on. And finally, we've got our track delay, which we're going to do by using the 6 to be able to build on this track, and the 3 to be able to build a gentle curve, which we'll do. Beautiful. So now we just need some lovely straights along there. A 6 and a 1 next turn would be really ideal for the track. And obviously we need to avoid the squares. I think we're okay for using engineers for now. Let's save up some points for later on. Let's go. Okay, I'm noticing no 6s right off the bat. I mean, unless we buff this 5 up and then use this 1. We could do that with one of those engineers down there. It's a horrible bit of track to build, but once it's built forever then. This would give us a lovely circle share. The 4 there. I'm almost definitely going to take that. And that would leave a 4 for a circle in there. That seems like a good way to do it. It's going to cost us a massive 10 points, and these can't be used again. But you know what? I'm okay with that. Everything else works out so neatly there that I feel like I have to do it that way. So, like I say, we're getting the 4 double on the circle line. That's them assigned. We're going to use this 4 to put a circle cube in there, making that look good. Again, as long as we don't put a square in there, we end up the 3 train in one of our preferred companies. And finally, we're going to spend this engineering power to increase that dice to a 6, use it to be able to lay on this tile, and use this 1 to be able to lay a straight on that tile. Beautiful. Won't cover over the star there. Wow. That's looking really good. So just quick glancing at that then, we can use the 2 train to go down to here, and then the 3 train to go 1, 2, 3. Or we can make an extra little point if we send the 2 train 1, 2, and then go 1, 2, 3 with the 3 train. So if we can get the 3 train on the circle, and we'll want to build the track in here. But obviously if we're forced to get the Pentagon Express, then we'll probably want to build in there. Let's see what shares we get. Let's see what we roll. Okay. Ooh, very high numbers. That's not good because we were looking at straight over there, or a gentle here. That's really not good, actually. The double 6 would be good for another circle. The 5 is going to force our hands to take a pentagon share. Ooh. A pentagon train, sorry. I don't want a pentagon train. I want what I want. Oh, this game's brutal. We can't take a share in pentagon. We could take a square share, but they're not going to get a train, so that would be really stupid. I think no matter what happens, that 5 is kind of locked up here, and we'll have to take that, which will give the 3 train to the pentagon. Might be a good idea just to put a cube either side to show who gets the train, so we don't forget going forward. So obviously blue gets the 2, and purple gets the 3. So yeah, I'm looking at putting the 2 6s in the circle line, and then we'll be left with 2 5s, which we need to connect up here, and which is very difficult to connect up there. What I'm thinking then is I'm thinking of actually using another engineering power. We are burning through these engineering powers just to get the straight in there. and then we'll spend the 2 5s on either upgrading. So the way you upgrade track in this game is you just have to match, you don't have to worry about the value of the tile underneath anymore. You just have to match the value of the tile that is on the board. So in this case, if we want to upgrade this track, we need a 1 or a 2, and then whatever number you need for the track type. Each tile can only be upgraded once, and obviously, like I say, the home cities can't be upgraded at all. So we've got 2 5s here, and I'm thinking we're probably going to use them to upgrade some track for later. Ideally, potentially this one would be a good one to upgrade, and potentially send the PE with a better route off to this triangle. So 1, 2, 3 instead of 1, 2, 3. But yeah, either way, we're almost definitely going to need the straight, which we'll put in there now. It feels like a waste of 15 points for a 1, 2, 1, 2 situation, but we're going to need the low numbers later anyway. I haven't actually sent these off to here yet, so we'll send the 6 over to here. And that just leaves us with our track upgrade. Is there anywhere that would be better to upgrade? That does seem like a nice easy one, but we do only have 1 share in the Pentagon. Ideally, I'd love to get the blue going a bit better. They've only got a 2 train at the moment, but if we can get them this 4 train for OR2, where do we want them to go? Well, let's see. So we could go 1, 2, 3, 4. Would that be where we want to go? And if that's the case, we'll need a gentle curve there. Or should we form a whole new route for them? This feels like it's not doing anything at the moment, this bit. Perhaps we want it to go up this way. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4. That might be a cool route to aim for, in which case we need to upgrade this track and send it out on a gentle curve this way, which we can't do this turn. I think for sake of ease, this turn we'll spend the 5 to upgrade this track. It costs a 4 or higher because it's a gentle curve, and then we'll get a sharp, it's a sharp curve. Oh, that's no good there. We need a gentle. Where do we need a sharp curve? That's the question, isn't it? Well, potentially we could actually make this so it goes this way instead. I don't feel like that's a very good move as well. We should have done that in the first place. Ooh, these 5s are not helping, are they? Perhaps we want to look at doing it over here. Really double down on the pen, or here. Have it go out this way, and then if we get the 4 train on the pen, go 1, 2, maybe 3, 4. That seems like a pretty good route. Well, here's the thing. We've got the 3 train on the pen now. If we can send it over here, we could give the pen a lovely little route which they can run for the rest of the game just by connecting up down here. That might be a good route. And then if we get the 4 train on them later, we can do this route down here instead. Okay, that's what we're going to do with the dice for now. So we're going to send a sharp curve over there, paying 1 dice for the 3+ and 1 dice for the sharp curve. That took a lot of thinking about, but we got there in the end. And like I say, the reason for that is we're going to have a lovely little route just there for the pen and its 3 train. Right, here we go. So that's the first OR triggers now. So we actually get to see how all our hard work has paid off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do them in company order, starting with the square rail. They have no trains and we have no shares in them anyway, so no problem there. Now the circle train, we have 1 share. We have 3 shares and they have 1, 2 train. So how much are they going to pay out? Obviously, the best route for them is going to be from here to here, because that's 5 plus 1 is 6, and they'll give us 3 times 6, which is 18. Added to that, we'll also be getting a 3 train on the Pen Express, which we have 1 share in, and we'll send that down a similar route with just an extra plus 1. 1 plus 5 is 6, plus 1 is 7, so we just get, for our 1 share, 7, which gives us a grand total of 25 points for the first OR. Okay, so that's the end of the 4th round and the first OR. What an exciting time. I think we've taken a lot of hits with the engineers, but we've managed to set up some good infrastructure for the future, hopefully. We'll see how we do for the rest of the game. I'm not sure who we want to get that 4 train on. Almost definitely the blue, if we can, but we'll see. Another big load of high rolls. That's not what we wanted at all. It's making it very tempting to go into the square rail. I mean, I think that's where we're going to have to put our share. Not sure I really want to be in the square rail, but you know, it has some potential. So we'll do that for now. We'll lock that in because that's 2 6s, which allows us to put a 0 in the first one. Now, for now, I'm just going to put a 1 dice because we don't have a 0, but that will be a 6 dice. We don't have a 0, but that'll count as a 0 for all intents and purposes. You're never going to have a differential of 6, so that works fine. At some point, I might upgrade this table with tiles, but I think the dice will work fine for now. Okay, now we need to get a train, but I'm gonna just hold on to that and look at the track first. Now we said we wanted to do this route, so that requires a 5+ and any other dice, I think. So I might come back to that later. As long as we do that before the second OR, I'm happy. Really, we can do anything at this point. Connecting up this square rail seems like the most sensible thing because then it has access to everything. And in order to do that, we'd need a 3 or higher and 2 or higher and a gentle curve, which we can use this 3 for. So we need either of these dice, doesn't make much difference. And the 3 gives us a gentle curve in there, and that will mean we're left with a PE train. I'm okay with that. I think we'll do that for now. I think it would be great if we could get this train on the square rail because we have some at least one share in there now. I feel so bad that we've got so many shares in the circle and it's only got itself a little 2 train. We'll see how we do. Hopefully we can make it so this doesn't matter too much. This is the one we don't want it in, but it's the one we have to take it in for now. Okay, so we're going to use the 6 for the 2+, and the 3 to make it a gentle curve in there. Beautiful. It's all connected up. Everything's safe. We can always upgrade this later to give ourselves that triangle, or we can come in the other way potentially. Okay. That's turn 5 over. On to turn 6. Lovely. Okay, we could get another share in the circle. That's not doing us all the best. Maybe we should double down on either the square or the pentagon express at this point. I feel like we're taking a bit of a scattergun approach to everything, and we need to sort of hone in on one specific company. We could try and get that train in blue. If we take the 3 here, could try and get that train on blue. But if we don't get any train in square, that's just, I mean, I'm kind of happy to leave that as just a wasted share for now. I feel like it's a bit of loss aversion to try and double down and take the train in the square company, which is just 1 share. I think I need to focus on the other companies, especially the blue, and get this in blue if I can. I can't actually get a share in blue this turn, but I'll just take the share in purple. That looks good to me. So that was a 1. So we're looking at a 1 and a 5 for track. How can we make that work for us? Well, if we're going to get this 4 in blue, and that's definitely what's going to happen, then we need to make it work. So the 2 is going 1, 2 up here. The 4 can go 1, 2, 3, 4. That is a perfectly valid route already. We could use these dice this turn and just get this out of the way. I think that's what we'll do for now. I haven't double checked the rules, but I'm pretty sure you can send them off the map in this game. It's not like traditional 18xx's where you have to have a valid route because there would be nowhere to build on this otherwise. So we're using the 5 for the tile and the 1 for the track. And we'll build It's over the star, but I'm sure we can remember there's a star there. We'll take the 3 for the train, was a 3, and pop it in there. And finally, the 7 will get us another share in the Pentagonal Express. I'm very happy with that, actually. That's looking really good. As long as we can get a 3 or a 4 with all these dice next turn, then I think we're happy. I think so. Lovely. So we got plenty of 3s and plenty of 4s to be playing around with. Is there any doubles there? Ooh, yes. Look at this. 2 3s. We could get another circle. The 4 for its train, and that will leave us with a 5 and a 2. That is very happy indeed. Can we do anything with that 5 and a 2? I mean, we have got some more upgrades here. If we can just sneakily connect up to here, that would be really exciting. So the 5 and the 2, we need a gentle curve, which is a 3 and a 4. I wonder. Right, I just dived in the rule book there to see if you can use these engineer powers for upgrades. It specifically says you can only put them in empty hexes. So that means we couldn't even put them in a hex that has a star or a dit or anything like that. Hopefully I didn't mess that up because I put that in there, didn't I? So that's fine. Oh, what a cruel designer. Right, so what I'm going to try and do, see, I was looking at using that to upgrade to here. Instead, it looks as though we're going to have to upgrade with... Oh, I don't think we can. Oh, no. Oh, dear. Well, I'll tell you what we could do. No, because it needs to go through the square then. The way that the train routes work is you can't pick and choose. You stop, you hit all the stops. So if we had the circle train going from 1, 2, 3, 4 with its 4 train that hopefully it will get to here, it stops there. Even if we connect up to here to this triangle, which we could have looked at doing, it would get stuck here. So really we do need to upgrade this if we want to hit that triangle. Yikes. Alternatively, we could upgrade to here, but I don't think that would actually work with the way the routes work. We have to upgrade this one. And again, we need a 3 or a 4, and we need another 3 or a 4. So we're kind of hoping on 2, 3 or 4s. Aha! Well, this power here lets you increase 1 dice by 1 and decrease 1 dice by 1. So if we were to use that, we could make this 5 a 4, this 2 a 3. That would give us exactly what we need to upgrade there. I'm going to be kicking myself when I run out of engineers with another gentle curve. And then we can use an engineer power on this one. Ah, no, because that's got, I literally just said we can't do that. So I'll just rub that out. So I just erased that bit of track we put in there. I think I'll do a little bit of takes backsies on this, make this a 5 again, make this a 2 again, and we'll resign ourselves to knowing we can't quite connect up to there this turn. I wanted to use 2 engineer powers to really cheekily get in there. Oh, although, having done all that, instead of using this engineer power, we could roll the engineer dice, and it doesn't really matter what we get, as long as we get at least a 3+ there. Ah, I think I might have cheated. I think you were only allowed to use 1 engineer power per turn. Now, I can't remember if I used all these in different turns, but yeah, I won't do that again this turn, but we'll put a little asterisk by this game if I did. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, you're only allowed to use 1 engineer power a turn. I would love to use 2, but I don't think I can. I'll tell you what, we're going to roll those engineer dice. It will give us some more options, and we'll see what we get, shall we? So 3s, 3 and a 2, 3 and a 2. I was hoping to get a 3 and a 4, or 2 4s or 2 3s. Didn't quite luck out, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to use that 2 and that 3. The 2 to allow a track upgrade on this 6. The 3 to give us a gentle curve coming out of here into here. Okay, and then we're going to use the 2 and the 5 to allow us to build on the track, and the 2 to give us a straight. Obviously, gentle curve would have been ideal, but that's what we got for now. That's not necessarily going to help us this turn, but in the future, we're going to connect up to the 4 train for the blue if we can get it into there. We are kind of doubling down on getting that blue, and potentially we might have wanted to hold off on that, but that's fine. It made something exciting happen. So it will go 1, 2, 3, 4. That'll be nice. And the 2 train just down to there. Yeah, if we can get that 4 train, I think that's going to be amazing for us. And just before we forget, we'll put the 3 in there. Okay, round 7. Let's see what we get. Hoping for a 3 or a 4. There we go. Whole bunch of 4s. Awesome. So we can assign one of those 4s to put a blue train on there. That's going to give the blue the 4 train, which is just what we wanted. Awesome. And we could assign this 6 and 1 for a Pentagon Express. We definitely don't need a square rail at the moment since they have no trains. We're looking for a pair of 2s to finish off, or a pair of 1s to finish off the circle line. We didn't get them this time, so we'll do the 6 and the 1 there. Very likely. I'll just pop them to one side. Well, I'll assign the share for now. I'll take it back if I change my mind. That way I won't miss it. Okay, and we have 2 4s, which allows us to build in. Oh, no. Oh, wouldn't it be nice if we could have got there this turn, because it's the OR2 this turn. If we could have got there, that would have been great. If either of these were a 5, we absolutely could have got there. Is that going to work out as more points? What's the question? An extra share in the Pentagon rail will get us their route, which is a nice route. It's 5, 6, 7, 8. So an extra share will get us an extra 8 money if we do that. If we don't do that and we just sack out for the square line, then we could potentially take an engineer power. No, it's not going to be worth it because it's going to cost an engineer power to do it anyway. Okay. We'll just assign these 4s somewhere exciting then. I think we might as well carry on building up this way. That's what we need to do it, so that's what we'll use. 4 for a gentle and a 4 to be able to build there allows for that build. And then in the next OR, we're going to have a really lovely circle route, which goes 1, 2, 3, 4. For now, we're going to have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, I think, but that's fine. And that's everything. So the circles have the lovely 4 train and the 2 train, and the Pentagonal Express have the 3 train. Okay, so let's do the second OR of the game. Square trains, no square trains, bad luck. Blue, circle. They're going to run their 4 train down here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and their 2 train, 1, 2. It's important to note you can't use the same track twice. We couldn't just go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2. That's already been used, so we have to go up this way. Okay, so the 4 train will get us a 1 plus a 3 plus a 2 plus a 1. That is a total of 7. And then the 2 train will get 1 plus 5, which is 6. So 6 plus 7 is 13, and we have 4 shares, which means we get 4 times 13, 52 points for the blue train. Okay, and then the Pentagonal Express will be running its 3 train. It'll be going 1, 2, and it can't go back this way, unfortunately, because that's coming from there. So it does have to carry on to, oh no, what am I talking about? It'll be doing this route, won't it, that we built earlier? Nearly forgot about this. So it'll be doing 1, 2, and 5 is 8. So 8 times 3 is 24, which leaves us on 76. Very nice OR indeed. Okay, let's see how we do going into round 8, turn 8. That was exciting times. We obviously want to build up here and maybe get that last share. We got the pair of 1s that we need to get that last share in blue, and then we don't have to worry about that anymore. Alternatively, we could take a sneaky pent share. I think we might have to start thinking about getting the 5 train on green and then running green maybe down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 1, 2, 3. Not such great routes on green. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then up into that triangle. That'd be quite nice, wouldn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That'd be a really lovely route if we can get that going. We need to finish this off, and we hopefully want to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll need 1, 2, 3, 4 bits of track there. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we have 3 turns. So we've got 3 turns to get 5 bits of track down. I mean, that is possible if we use our engineers. Oh, and we need to upgrade some track. I think we're going to have to assume that's not going to happen until OR4. Just get the best 5 route we can. Oh, no. I was going to say potentially. Well, we could. If we upgrade here, we could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That'd be a lovely little route, wouldn't it? Let's potentially aim for that. Okay, so we're going to use these 2 1s to finish off our circle line. That's that dealt with. No more shares can be getting in that. I think our circle line is going to have a really lovely route. We only need a 5 dice and then any other dice to put in here. So I'm kind of same thing we had over here. Reluctant to do it right now. We'll save it until we need it. I'd be tempted to put this 2 over here for the square train. So we'll see if we can make it work with a 5 and a 6. Ideally, we want this to be a gentle curve over here. Can't touch this yet because we haven't got any access to it. So that's not necessarily going to work perfectly well for what we want, is it? We need the low numbers at the moment. So I'll tell you what, we use this 5 and the 6 to finish this off. So the 5 will get us the ability to lay on the track, and the 6 can get us the sharp curve. Let's just curve it. Let's just curve it back round to there. That was very messy, but that's fine. All part of the fun. And the 2 will be used to get a cube for the square train. Cool. Turn 9. Oh, that one's cocked. Okay, so we got 2 3s, 5, 6, and 4. I want to look at the track now. Potentially, we could get the square train going straight up here if possible. We need to upgrade this. We need a pair of 3s or a pair of 4s. We've got a pair of 3s. So we could upgrade this track to a gentle here. That would be a nice way to potentially get in here, or even just make the purple line have an even better route down here than they've got over here. That might have been a bit of a waste doing that. We could have worked on this. Well, I'm new to the game. It's part of the fun. Okay, we also need to make sure we get ourselves a share, and that can be easily achieved with either of those for green, which is going to be more valuable for us potentially than purple. Well, here's the thing though. I mean, we could look at making green obsolete again and just focusing purple for now. If we can get a 5 train on purple, what would we be looking at? So we've got a lovely 3 over in the corner on the left. And if we had a 5, it would go 1, 2, potentially down here, 3, 4, 5. I think we're gonna do that. Instead, we're gonna pivot 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Already it's got a nice 5 route, hasn't it? And we can deal with square maybe in the last OR. I think we can do that. Yeah, let's do it. So we'll need a 7, which we can get with this, 4 and 3. And we can use either the 5 or 6 for their train. Let's just do that now. 4 and 3, 5 and 6 used, and that leaves us with 6 and a 3 to make this route work. What about if we were to connect it up here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would hit 2 stars. Maybe, well, we can't loop out there unless we make a really weird route, but we could loop potentially down here instead as well. If we can do that, I'll be very happy. So what we need is a tight curve here. Yeah, we can get that. we've got a 3 and a 6. We need a 1 or a 2. We need a 1 or a 2 to be able to upgrade this one. 1 or a 2 and a 5 or a 6. So actually that's the only awkward one, is that 3. So if we use an engineer to take that down to being a 2, then we could easily take a tight curve there. The 1 or 2, the 2 used to upgrade that track, and the 6 used to give ourselves a sharp curve. And that should be quite an easy one to get next time. We've used a lot of engineers this game, but you know what? They've been really useful to us, I think. I'm really interested to see what score we get. I have absolutely no idea how well I'm doing. It should be fun. Okay, so let's do round 10, I think. Let's find out what we can do. Unfortunately, that is a rubbish roll in terms of shares. It's very easy to give ourselves a nice train for purple, but we're almost definitely going to be stuck putting a square rail train in with something like this. Now we could, if we wanted to completely ignore square rail, we could just assign the 2 6s up there, and that means we would get zero shares because there aren't any valid places to put a share. But if we were to assign like the 3 and the 5 or the 3 and 6, we'd have to take a square rail, and the differential would be either 3 or 2. I mean, 2 wouldn't be the worst actually. So maybe we'll do that. We'll see what we need to build here. Well, what we need is a straight, and we need it to be a 3+, and we didn't get what we needed for that. So the question is, do we use another engineer, or do we abandon that plan? Well, I mean, I really want to go up that way. It would get us a lot, I think. So I'm really tempted just to use another engineer. The safe bet would be to use this -10. That is only -10. I think that's what we're going to have to do. And then, like I say, we'll assign that 5 or 6 to the square rail, and that 5 to, yeah, that's horrible. So it gives +1 to a dice and -1 to another. I don't know how it worked for a 6, so we'll just make that easy for ourselves, make it legal. So it gives +1 to that 6, that 5 to make it a 6, and -1 to that 3 to make it a 2. And we say we use the 6, so we can lay the tile on that 3, and the 2 gives us a straight tile. That is definitely a straight tile, as you can tell. Very neatly done there. We're not going to be upgrading that, so it doesn't matter how messy that is. And we'll take a purple cube, and the share will be a square differential of 1, which is bigger than the 0 that one was. Okay, that's the end of that round, which means we are in OR3 and we get to run all our lovely trains. I should quickly pop that down there. Now let's do it. So again, green has no train still. We have 2 shares that are earning us no money. Horrid. But we have got almost complete shares in the other companies, so that's all right. The circle line is going to use its 2 train, and it's going to go probably 1, 2 like that. And then it's going to use its 4 train to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So we've got 2 companies hitting 2 stars. Oof, this is nice. So the 2 train is going to get it 4 in total. And times that by 5 is 20. And then it's using its 4 train to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 10, 12, 13. And 13 times 5 is obviously 65. Okay, 65, sorry, it was on 20, yep, 85. 85 in total. Oh, sorry, that's just for blue. Now we do purple, so I'll just write that in there so I don't forget. And the Pentagonal Express, I've got a 3 and a 5 train. I'm almost certain we're going to use the lovely little free route here and then go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down there. So that is for the 3 route, we've got 5, 6, 7, 8 8 times 4 is 32. And then they will run this route for 1 plus 5 is 6, plus 2 is 8, plus 5 is 13, plus 1 is 14. And 14 times 4 is 56. And 32 is 88. So 88 plus 85 gives us our total score for the round of 173. Very cool indeed. And that brings us on to the final set of rounds. So here we go. Let's dive right in. Obviously, we're going to want to scoop up as many shares as we can. And we're going to want to try and get that square of train potentially, so that those shares are working for us. I'm really tempted to just scoop and grab that last pentagonal one, but I think it would be better if we can to get a 2 in here. So a differential of 2 is either the 5 and the 3 or the 4 and the 6. So there's a lot of choice there. You have to use the 5 and the 3 or the 4 and the 6 to get ourselves a square. And there's no 1 or 2s, so ideally we would we want, yeah, we want it in, so either circle or pentagonal for this doesn't make much difference. So we just want to look at where we're upgrading track. Now I really want to do this bit. I want to get this upgraded to this. We need a pair of 3s or a pair of 4s, or a 3 and a 4. Well, that wouldn't give us what we need for share. So I think maybe for now, why don't we just assign it like this? So we'll use the, we'll use the 6 and the 4 for the share. We'll use the 5 and the 3. 3 will be the gentle curve. The 5 will allow us to lay our track here. And we're going to just do that. I think this is looking right. And like I said, 6 and 4 gives us a differential of 2 on here. And the 5 and the 3 we've done, and we're left with a 5, which is a purple cube here. Now, like I say, ideally we want to make this a green, so we'll see how we get on. And we're looking for 3s and 4s to upgrade this. 3s and 4s. But 1s and 2s are okay as well. Low, let's roll low. Let's roll low. Oh dear. Oh dear. That's not good, is it? I think in this case, the only valid share, well, there are 2, but the most useful one is going to be these 2. That will allow us to put a 4 differential in there. Sorry, wrong bag. Oof. Horrid. But we're doing really well for shares. In fact, we're doing so well for shares that we could just ignore that this turn. It's a very valid move, because if we ignore that this turn, that will give us our 1, which we need to put a straight in here. 1 and any of these dice, although it will mean whatever we pick, we're putting another purple cube on here, which is very, very, very scary. Yeah. And then these can be assigned however, it doesn't matter. Either way, we're missing out on a share, but that's fine. Doesn't mean we have to put an X in here, I don't think. And we'll have plenty of turns left to get more shares in there. So the 6 and 1, we will use the 6 to be able to lay on here, and the 1 to lay a straight, which is hopefully going to open that doorway for us later. The 5 or the 6 gets us a purple cube, and then we don't get anything. There's no valid shares for those because the differential would be 1 or 0, and that is not higher than 2. Okay. Oh my god, what is with my rolling? Yikes. Oh dear. So 6 and a 3 gives us a nice differential of 3. But oh no, we'd be giving the purple the train. We can't do that. We absolutely can't do that. What we have to do is we have to put the 3 in here, unless we're going to want to give purple the train, which we absolutely don't. We're going to have to put the 3 in here. Stuck on 6s and 5s again. So many 6s and 5s this game. We will definitely be one share off, but I think that's something we're going to have to put up with, because otherwise we're not getting anything from these shares at all. So yeah, we're going to have to put the 3 in there, which isn't even what we want. It just means that we now have the potential to get what we want. And we still need a pair of 3s to go over here. Everything else is not very useful at all. 6 and 5s, we can put a severe curve somewhere. I don't think there's anywhere I want to put it particularly. Nothing I want to upgrade to be a sharp curve. Maybe over here? I mean, okay, if we get stuck with either the blue or the purple having to run another train, how are we going to do it? What are they going to run? Well, that is the question. Ideally, it would be the blue, wouldn't it? And we've got the blue going, or maybe we get the purple out here. 6 train, though, is a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, it's not the best situation in the world, but it would be better than nothing. So, but that would be a sharp curve. It's still no help for the track lane that we're getting for it. Potentially the blue could do it. So the blue are currently doing their 2 train down here. What if we get their 6 train to go 1, 2, 3, 4? Oh dear. What if we upgrade? No, there's no. Yikes. Well, what if we upgrade here and then send the 2 train out to here, and then the 6 train can maybe muck around over here in that many turns there? Well, I suppose if that happens, we'd have to use an engineer. Let's do it. So we'll use the 5 and 6 to upgrade this track to another sharp curve. One of the 5 and 6s because it's already a sharp curve, and the other one for the sharp curve. Oh, that was a hard decision, but let's hope we can get away with what we want. Penultimate round of the game. Here we go. Okay, this is looking better. Although, no, we can't get the trains we need. We didn't get a single 1 or 2 in all those rolls. That's horrible. Or maybe we did. Maybe we did on the first one. I just dismissed it because I thought there'd be more time. Oh, no. Oh, no, indeed. So these shares are going to be essentially useless for us. And what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to take a share in the purple if we can, just for the extra points. And we're going to want to build the blue's track and give the blue a 3. So can this 6 and 3 be useful for the blue track? Well, yep, the 6 can go on here and the 3 is a gentle curve. So that's fine. 6 so we can build there. The 3 for the gentle curve. Oh dear. You know what? We might even have to use an engine. No, we're not going to use an engineer. Okay. And the 3 gets to say another blue, which means we're guaranteed to either get a blue or a purple train, depending on which the last one we pick up is. And the 4 and the 3 get us the last share in the Pentagonal Express. Wow. What a horrible situation. We missed out on running the square train for anything. No square trains. And there's the ones. Okay. So the circle train are going to do they're not going to be able to do their 2 train up here. Oh, because now we're getting all the low rolls. Horrible game. Who designed this? Ouch. Well, no matter what we assign to here, the blues are getting the train. If we assign a 1, it will mean that the blues win the tie. And if we assign a 3, the blues will obviously have the most in there. So we just need to work out how, without using this, we can make the blues get their most value. Oh, this has been really tight. Okay, so they've got a 2 train, they've got a 4 train, and they're going to have a 6 train. So let's see. If we go 1, 2, 3, 4, that's a great route. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not such a great route. Oh dear, we are absolutely messed up here. 2, 3, 4. Ha, 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 ha. We can get into here at least. The 2 train's still absolutely useless. But if we were to spend 15 points, we could build a gentle curve into here. Oh, even then the dice aren't going to allow us to build in there. I don't think we can actually get anything at all here. 2 3s allow us to connect up here or here. That might work somehow. Yeah, that will work. I'm going to show you some tech wizardry here. Oh, this is good. So with the 2 3s, I can upgrade this track into a gentle curve. And you just watch what happens when we run our trains now. Remember that. The 1 and the 1 can be sent wherever, and the 3 will get us another blue on there. The 1 don't get us any shares. Doesn't matter anyway. We're full on shares that we can use. And the blue takes the final 6 train. So let's do the final OR of the game and see what happens, starting with the blue company. So here's what we're going to do. Oh no, I thought I was being so clever, but I'm already using that track to run up here, aren't I? I thought I was being so clever, guys. Oh dear. I'm a broken man. Because what I thought I could do was I thought I could run 1 train around here and then run the 2 train just into there. But I forgot I'm using this track already to go up for the 4 route. Ouch. Oh well, at least it looks neat. So we'll send the 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 6 train, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. That gives us 1 extra. That's not nothing. And the 2 train is totally wasted. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is a total of 1 plus 5 plus 5 plus 2 plus 1 is 14. 14 times 5 is 70. And then the other route is 1 plus 3 is 4, plus 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7, plus 3 is another 10. 10 times 5 is 50, which leaves us with 120 from the circle line. Lovely. And finally, the pentagonal line is going to run its 5 and its 3 trains, the same way it's done before, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. If we'd upgraded this differently. Oh no, that's not even connecting. 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe we should have upgraded around this way. We absolutely could have last turn. Instead of doing that silly little upgrade, we could have done that upgrade, and that would have got them plus 2. That's an extra 10 points we missed out on. For shame. For shame. We absolutely could have done that. That would have been beautiful. Never mind. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 10 points. 10 points. If the margins are 10 points, I'm gonna put an asterisk by it. So 10, 11, 12, 14 again. As we know, 14 times 5 is 70. And there. That was their 5 train. Their 3 trains, just doing that neat little route around there. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 times 5 is 40. Is 100. So 110 plus 120 is 230. And if we add everything up, we will get our final score. 230 plus 173 plus 76 plus 25 minus 15 for these two, 15 for this one, and 10 is 30, 60. Yep. In total. A total of 444. Wow. Well, I think that's a fairly good score. I'll just have a look in the rulebook, because I think Kendall has provided a handy guide to what's a good score. And Kendall says that We are a first-class engineer. Now, I'd just like to point out that if we had got that extra 10 points from putting that route in there, we would be at 454, which would have made us a private carriage. So I kind of like to think of myself as on the cusps, at least. Well, I hope you enjoyed this playthrough today. That was a lot of fun for me. I actually can't tell you how fun those decisions were and how crunchy it was. I mean, this game is one of my all-time favorites. I really enjoy this game, and I think I'll probably play it again later this evening. Like links to this game, you can print a hard copy off in the description. You can play it on Tabletop Sim if you have Tabletop Sim. The link to my mod is in the description. I think there's another mod already out on Tabletop Sim by somebody else, which has a bit of scripting in there, and it has a multiplayer variant all set up. I'd like to point out as well, this game has a bunch of other maps. I've put them as states here. I'm not sure how any of them play. I've not tried them yet. Maybe I'll try them later. Who knows? I hope you enjoyed it. That was great fun for me, and have a great day, everyone.